Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in University City, or U City, Missouri, suburb of St. Louis, west of the city. And behind me is a St. Louis area icon that is about to close its doors in less than a month. Now, by the time you're going to see this video, I'm going to upload it right after it closes. So unfortunately, I hope everyone got to experience it. But today, I'm going to experience it for the last time. Now, this place has always had a special place, you know, in my family's heart and everything. My grandparents were regulars here since the 1970s until their deaths 20 and 10 years ago. But we also had a lot of family dinners here, like me and my cousins. You know, we would throw ice at each other. We would also enjoy pizza and the broasted chicken. And plus my mom, she probably won't appreciate me saying this, but her and her lady friends would hang out here at 10 o'clock at night, or late, and by those standards in the late 1960s, you know, they'd go somewhere, like maybe to a movie or somewhere, and then they'd go here afterwards. Well, times, of course, have changed in the last 50-some years, but the good news is my mom and one of her lady friends will hang out here one more time, have one last dinner here. And my nephews were also learning the traditions. Like, every time my nephew was in town, he'd always make it a priority to stop here. But I've been here many times. I've had their pizza, their creamy garlic dressing, their roasted chicken, and I've actually been here twice, but I'll show you some clips throughout the movie. But I'm going to tell you some history while I'll show you the building. Here we go. The whole Frank and Helen story dates back to 1956, when Julius Seitz opened Jewel's Pizza Place at the corner of Midland and Olive Boulevards in U City. 3 years later, Julius sold it to his brother Frank. Frank would partner with his sister Helen the following year, and the place would be renamed Frank and Helen's Pizzeria. The eatery became a quick success in University City, with the food and hospitality as well as its reputation as a warm gathering place. By 1967, the old location outgrew itself, and Frank and Helen's would move to its location on Olive Boulevard, which was at one time a car wash. Frank and Helen would retire, selling the place to one of the servers. It would then be sold to a U City police officer. In 2008, the pizzeria would be sold to Becca and Patrick Horvath, who would own Frank and Helen's to its unfortunate closing. Even though they technically owned the business, the couple did not own the building. In early 2024, there had been talks about the restaurant relocating because of the landlord's wishes of putting something else in Frank and Helen's spot. The city of University City even tried to step in, wanting to save the legendary pizzeria. But in the end, the Horvaths decided it was not feasible to relocate. They knew their business meant a lot of memories to its longtime regulars. Many people, myself included, always knew their food was like no other. The charbroiled steaks, the broasted, not fried, chicken, and of course their St. Louis-style pizza. And this is the entryway, as many, including myself, as many as myself remember it. Wow. I'm really gonna miss this. I don't know what it is, but Alright, here is foyer. I know the decor is very dated, but so happy September, even though it's October. So the sad news is, even though I already knew, we have been unsuccessful finding a building we could purchase to move Frank and Helen's to. We can't stay here. We do not want to take out $1 million loan. Understandable. Our last day of service will be Sunday, December the 8th, as long as we have food to serve. We will have an auction if you want to purchase a piece of Frank and Helen's history. I think I'll be there for that one. Who knows? We have been looking for over a year for a new place, and please be sensitive to our staff. This is tough to discuss, so yeah, I totally get that. And then for following hours, like for holidays, Black Friday, alumni dinner, that's nice. Here is the broasted chicken. Now, I allow plenty of time for this because, yes, it's definitely worth the wait. They, again, put the chicken under pressure, and I usually get fries with it, or you can get, it comes with your super salad and then your choice of side, like mashed potatoes or vegetables or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and dig in. Actually, I'm gonna start with the leg here.
The end of the work.
Mmm.
What do you mean the only one there?
Oh my god.
And when the place was closed.
Crispy.
The only one there. What do you know? The last month. Oh, she worked at the
So here's a little close-up of that chicken for you.
I see.
And sometimes I'll even add a little hot sauce to it, you know. Make it a little spicy. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Frank's special. It's got all that on there. And yeah, gonna go all out, you know, for old time's sake. I've had their lasagna, it's really good. I'm going to skip on the salad today. And briefly introducing is Frank's special. It also it's got all kinds of stuff on there. Canadian bacon, ground beef, black olives, anchovies, you name it. It also comes with mushrooms and tomatoes, but I asked for neither one of those two. But I'm gonna go ahead and chow down, get a look at this thin crust here. So for those who are unfamiliar with St. Louis style pizza, it is cut in squares, it is thin crust. The center pieces had no crust, I mean meaning like the outside, but yes, you definitely gotta be careful when you put it in your mouth, because yeah, the toppings will fall apart, and if it's really really hot, it'll burn the roof of your mouth. That's a good thing though. And one thing I will share is what really sets it apart from Emo's is how, now you notice how the crust is burnt, okay? That gives it more flavor, the crust. That's something Emo's and a lot of other St. Louis style pizzerias don't do. Like I said, I mean, it adds a lot of flavor to it. Now this is what my grandfather enjoyed whenever he'd be a regular here. Like he'd usually get like a midget size, meaning a 10-inch. This is a 16-inch what you're seeing in front of you. And I don't really know what his favorite toppings were. I mean, I don't remember, but sometimes he'd take home a doggy bag if he didn't finish it all. Alright, I gotta take the toppings off this one. And requoting my relatives, they used to ask me this question, Jason, are you going to eat all that? Well, yes, but not tonight. I'm going to get myself a doggy bag or a to-go box. I know, I'm aging myself, but yes, this will go good for my lunch tomorrow. I definitely did not want to overdo it tonight. I feel like my salt content is like shot through the roof, but hey, for the right reasons, especially for those anchovies, you know. Here's their hallway where you get a nice view of the kitchen, what's in action, and all their newspaper articles about them, like from Plum's Dispatch, 2004. And one of their old antique menus from like 1960. Back when a midget pizza with cheese was only $1. Fish sandwich on French bread. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh yes. That's where all the restrooms are. But you gotta love this old-fashioned paneling, which I know will be no more pretty soon, sadly. And this is the back door. And one more thing I might add is what made this place stand out was how the decor seemingly never changed for decades. Yes, even the glass mirrors. Anyway, as I mentioned, my family and I were devoted patrons of this legendary eatery. Thanks for the memories.